Hello everyone, I'm Jack947 and I did tips videos for Call of Duty 4 and I decided to start it up again for Modern Warfare 2 because there's a lot of little things that could help you do good or worse, I guess. And if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe, at least I would appreciate it if you did. And there will be more of these coming up soon. And if there's certain things that you would like to see in these, such as guns, maps, pretty much anything in the game, I'm willing to compare it. Go ahead and put it in the comments or send me a message and I'll see what I can do. But today we're going to start off with Ninja versus Sitrep. And as most of you probably know, Ninja in its basic form makes you invisible to heartbeat sensors, while in its pro form it makes your footsteps much quieter. But to be exact, it divides your footstep volume by 4. And the pro version can be extremely helpful if you're a rusher, and especially in free-for-all, because a lot of people have headsets nowadays, and those things can literally pick up your footsteps from across the map. And that can be a huge problem, and it also tells you what direction you're coming from. But with this, it makes it near impossible to hear your footsteps unless you're like right on top of the person. And the invisible to heartbeat sensor it was more helpful when this game first came out because a lot of people use the heartbeat sensor. But now, not as many people do, so it's helpful sometimes, but it's not as important as it used to be. And Sitrep, in its basic form, it simply outlines all enemy equipment such as Claymore, C4, and Red. And this also includes things such as grenades. I didn't know this, but just the other day I was playing. Somebody threw a Simtex at me, and the whole thing was outlined in red. It was really nice, actually. Especially with the frags, they get difficult to see, and so you don't run right into one without knowing. And in Pro version, it multiplies enemy footsteps by volume of 4, so it makes them a lot louder. And it divides friendly footsteps by 4. And so what this will do is, if somebody's using Ninja, this will return their footstep volume to normal, but it also just decreases all your friendly footsteps, so you'll be able to tell when there's an actual enemy there and when there's a friendly, so you don't have to be all jumpy and stuff. And in this next part, I'm going to compare the two in their basic form, and I don't really have anything to show you, so it would be better if you just listen to my voice. These two, in their basic form, they don't really counteract each other at all, and so they actually don't have anything to do with each other besides the fact that they're both green perks. And like I said before, when I was talking about Ninja, not as many people use the heartbeat sensors anymore, and so Ninja in his basic form is not that great, to be honest. However, Sitrep is very powerful because a lot of people have turned this game into a campy kind of game. So there's a lot of people planting claymores in just random spots they wouldn't expect. And so when you're a rusher, both of these can be useful, but I think that Sitrep's better because when you're like running around, you don't want to just turn and all of a sudden get blown up by a claymore. And Sitrep, it'll show you where they are from across the map. It might just be a little red dot, but you'll see it. And Ninja, unless they're just looking right where you're gonna come, being a total dick. And yes, there are some people like that in this game, but they're not all that bad. And they're not really gonna find you, and that's only if they're using a heartbeat sensor. And so, in its basic form, I highly recommend using Sitrep. It's more difficult to get into its pro form. So if you start using it earlier, it'll be good in the long run. Now, when these two perks reach their pro version, that's when they start to get interesting and counteract each other. Like I said before, when Ninja is on, then Sitrep will counter it by returning the footstep volume back to normal. But these perks should really be used depending on how you play. I'm going to start with Ninja though. If you're a rusher, then Ninja could be really helpful because you can just sneak up on someone easily because your footsteps will be very quiet. That is, unless the other person is using Sitrep. Also, if you're a rusher, then people camping with a heartbeat won't be able to tell where you are. However, Ninja can also be helpful if you're a camper, but not like a hardcore camper. For example, run down that big building in the middle that everybody always ends up in eventually. Ninja could be really helpful there, actually, if you even if you're just camping there. one, somebody won't be able to tell you're up there if they're using a heartbeat. Like they'll like look in there to see if there's anybody there with a heartbeat, and they won't see you. Also, if you're running around up there from window to window, they're not gonna be able to hear you either. So they're gonna go up there all nonchalantly, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm here, bitch!" Just shoot them right in the face, and so it can be helpful that way. Now, sit rep, it can also be helpful as a campier, aggressive style play. If you're camping, then this is only if you're like a camper that just sits in a room the whole time, which I don't support, but hey, it'll get you a good score. This, although it helps you see enemy equipment, which won't really be helpful as a camper, you'll be able to hear anybody coming very easily, which will be extremely helpful. It'll keep you protected and things like that. However, I think it's more useful as a rusher because you can tell if somebody's coming near you, you'll be able to take them out quicker, and you'll be able to see their equipment if you come across another camper. And so, my summary is going to have to be neither one of these perks is truly better than the other. It's really just a matter of personal preference, and so I recommend maybe playing a few different game types using both of these perks like on and off, and see which one you do better with. Because yeah, I did name a couple of playstyles, but each person has their own specifically unique playstyle. Like you can be somebody that's aggressive the majority of the time, but every once in a while you'll stop and camp. That's kind of like what I do. Or you could be a person that camps most of the time, but you like to change up your camp spot, and from place to place you need to be able to do stuff. But in my personal opinion, the one I prefer more is sit rep. However, I don't get as good of scores with sit rep. I do think it works better for reasons unknown. I can't really explain it. So yeah, just try out each perk, and it'd be great if you could actually come back and comment saying which one you prefer, because really I don't think I could tell anybody which one is truly better. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe if you haven't. I also do multiplayer videos, and if this is kind of early, I might not have my cap card yet, but I will be getting one. And so yeah, see you later, everyone.